Matías Casadiego and the Two Haiti Bears. Once upon a time there was a white boy called Matías Casadiego. He was on the way to see his best friend Simon Tays when he decided to take a shortcut through as it is good. It wasn't long before Matías got lost. He looked around, but all the cool sea were trees. Nervously, he fell into his bag for his favorite toy, Mr. Bot, but Mr. Bot was nowhere to be found. Matías began to panic. He felt sure his side packed Mr. Bot. To make matters worse, he was starting to feel hungry. Unexpectedly, he saw a hairbird dressed in a blue top had disappeared into the trees. How odd, thought Matthias. For the want of anything better to do, he decided to follow the peculiarly dressed bird. Perhaps it could tell him the way out of the forest. Eventually Matthias reached a clearing. In the clearing were three houses, one made from carrots, one made from muffin, and one made from cake. Matthias could feel his tummy rumbling. Looking at the house did nothing to ease his hunger. "Hello," he called. "Is anybody there?" Nobody replied. Matthias looked at the roofs on the closed house and wondered if it would be rude to eat somebody else's chimney. Obviously, it would be impolite to eat a whole house, but perhaps it would be considered acceptable enough to all picture or let the other freely. In a time of need, a packet brought through he ate giving Matthias a freak, a which jumped into the space in front of the house. She was carrying a case. In that case was Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob shot Matthias. He turned to the wish. "That's my toy," the wish just thrown. "Give Mr. Bob back," cried Matthias. "No on your Nelly," said the wish. At last let Mr. Bot out of that cage. Before she could reply, two hairbirds rushed in from a footpath on the other side of the clearing. Matthias recognized the one in the blue top that he'd seen earlier. The wish seemed to recognize him too. "Hello, big bird," said the wish. "Good morning." The bird noticed Mr. Bot. "Who is this?" "That's Mr. Bot," explained the wish. "Oh, Mr. Bot would look lovely in my house. Give it me," demanded the bird. The wish shook her head. "Mr. Bot is staying with me." "Oh, excuse me," Matthias interrupted. "Mr. Bot plays with me and not in a cage." Bitbeer ignored him. "Is there nothing you'll trade?" he asked the wish. The wish thought for a moment, then said, "I'd like to be entertained. I release him to anybody who can eat a whole fondor." Bitbeer looked at the house made from cakes and said, "No problem. I could eat an entertaining house made from cakes if I want to." "That's nothing," said the next bear. "I show it to house." "There's no need to show off," said the wish. "Just eat one fondor and I'll let you have Mr. Bot." Matthias would feel very worried. I didn't want to wish to give Mr. Bot to Bitbeer. He didn't think Mr. Bot would like living with a hairbird away from his house and all his other toys. The other one bear was wild Bitbeer put in his bed and withdrew a knife and from his pocket. "I'll eat the whole house," said Bitbeer. "Just you watch." Bitbeer pulled out a corner of the front door of the house made from muffin. He gulped it down smiling and went back for more. One more, one more. Eventually Big Bear started to get bigger, just a little bit bigger at first. But after a few more four fall of muffin, he grew to the size of a large snowball, and he was every bit as around. I don't feel too good, said Big Bear. Suddenly he started to roll his ground so round that he could not longer balance. Help! He cried. Us roll us down and slowed into the forest. Big Bear never finished it. The front door made from muffin, and Mr. Bot remained trapped in the wish case. Average Bit stepped up and approached the house made from case. I leave this whole house, said Average Bill, just you watch. Average Bill pulled off the corner of the front door of the house made from cake. She got his down smiling and went back for more, one more, one more. After a while, Average Bill started to look a little queasy. She was grinning and grinning. A woodcutter walked into the clearing. What his bush don't hurt? He asked. I'm not a bush, I'm a bird, said Average Bit. It does, exclaimed the woodcutter. Those talking bushes are the worst kin. I better take away before somebody gets hurt. No way, cried Average Bit as the woodcutter picked her up. But the woodcutter ignored her cries and carried the bird away under her arm. Average Bit never finished eating. The front door made from case and Mr. Bird remained. Trade in the wish cave. That is, say wish. I win. I get to kill Mr. Bot. No so fast, said Matthias. There is still one front door to go. The front door of the house made from carrots, and I haven't had a tour yet. I don't have to give you a tour, lost the whist, my game, my rules. The woodcutter was carried through the before. I think you should give him a shame. It's only fair. Fine, said the wish. But you saw that happen to the birds. He won't last long. I'll be right back, said Matthias. What? Said the wish. Where's your send us impatient for? I threw you one, Mr. Budbug. Matthias ignored the wish and gathered a hasty pile of sticks. He cornered back to the clearing and started a small campfire. Carefully he broke off a piece of the door of the house, made from carrots, and toasted it over the fire. Once it had cooled and cooled just a little, he took a bite. He quickly devoured the whole piece. Matthias sat down on the nervy log. You fake cool, the wish. You were supposed to eat the whole door. I haven't finished, explained Matthias. I'm just waiting for my food to go down. When Matthias' food had digested, he broke off another piece of the dough made from carrots once more. He toasted his food over the fire and waited for it to cool just a little. He ate it at a leisurely pace and waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several sittings, Matthias got down to the final piece of the dough made from carrots. Carefully he toasted it and allowed it to cool just a little. He finished his final course. Matthias had eaten the entire front door of the house made from carrots. The whisk stand her foot angrily. "You must have tried me," she sighed. "I don't reward greeting." "I don't think so," said a voice. It was the woodcutter that walked back into the clearing, carrying his axe. "This little boy won't fair and square. Now hand over Mr. Bot, or I will chop your broomstick in half." The witch looked horrified. She grabbed her broomstick and placed it behind her. The huffing she opened the door of the case. Matthias hurried over and grabbed Mr. Bot, checking that his favorite toy was all right. Fortunately, Mr. Bot was unharmed. Matthias then the woodcutter grabbed a quick sorcery and hurried to the mixed Simon. It was starting to get dark. When Matthias got to the Simon house, his best friend threw his arm around him. "I was so worried," cried Simon. "You are very late." As Matthias described his day, he could tell that Simon didn't believe him. So he grabbed a napkin from his pocket. "What does?" asked Simon. Matthias unrolled a doorknob made from muffin. "Pudding," he said. Simon almost fell off his chair. The end.